I love Elden Ring, and I don't know why. Okay, this video needs a bit more context. The first Souls game I ever played was Dark Souls 2. Yes, I know it's not the best one, but just bear with me for 2 minutes. I found a copy in a secondhand game store near me, so I bought it, took it home, started playing, and after about an hour or two, I just felt the game was just a bit...
What? This is boring. Delete.
I wouldn't say that I disliked the game. It just didn't grip me. It made me feel a little bit empty and hollow. The thrill that people spoke about with Souls games, I just didn't feel it. So, like many other games in my life, it ended up in the forgotten pile. Skip forward a couple of years and Bloodborne is free on the PS Plus. A game many consider to be their favorite of all time.
Bloodborne is my favorite game. I love it so much, I even have it tattooed on my skin.
I had high hopes for this one. So, once again, I booted up the game, played for a couple of hours, and well, it just felt...
What? This is boring. Delete.
Okay, this game is far from boring. That was just for comedy purpose. But again, it just didn't give me that same awe-inspiring feeling that many others talk about when it comes to Bloodborne. The setting's cool, the gameplay was exciting, but once again, when I turned off the game, I never really wanted to turn it back on. So, just like Dark Souls 2, this game was left in the pile of unfinished games. Later on in life, Sekiro was announced. You probably see there's a pattern going on here. I didn't like this one either. I thought I would, seeing as the Japanese style, fast-paced, hand-zipping fun, but again, no feeling. So at that point, I told myself that I was done with Souls games. I've tried them, and I didn't like them. Maybe they're just not a game for me. Until this happened. Looks like I'm gonna try another Souls game. So, I bought it. I threw it into my PS4, played it for a couple of hours, and... Wow. Every inch of this game latched into my brain. It hit every enjoyment spot. I've never been very good at explaining why I like games, but I always talk about feeling, a way a game makes me feel. And if a game makes me feel something, it has to have something that I like. So here's the short list of things in Elden Ring that I love. I love the world. I loved exploring every inch of this game. I loved that you had hidden caves and hidden bosses and hidden items and just things that you could constantly explore. The game itself is quite big, but I never really considered it to feel empty. Even though on the surface it looks incredibly empty, but for me it wasn't. I could spend just 2 to 3 hours exploring the landscape, and it never got boring. I loved that every individual area had its own unique atmosphere, look, color palette. It was just such a joy to run around this place. Another personal aspect of this game that I really loved was the amount of Welsh in the game. We don't get a lot of recognition as Welsh, but seeing that there's one character in the game called Blythe, which literally means wolf, and he is a wolf. That's really cool. Ranni the Witch is voiced by a Welsh actress, and Ranni itself does have a similar ring to other Welsh names out there. And another little Welsh thing that I enjoyed about this game was this area. I think most people will pronounce this as Caelid. When I first saw this area and I saw the name, if you split these two words apart and pronounce them in the Welsh way, it's Caelid, and that literally means field of wrath or field of infection, which, I mean, look at the place. Of course it means that. I loved the combat in the game. It was so fun to parry people. It was so fun to dodge. The thrill you got when you defeated an enemy that you've been trying to defeat for the past 2 to 3 hours is such an addictive feeling. I understand why people like these Souls games. As the game progresses, the boss fights get incredible. The set pieces that the game gives you is beautiful. It's just, I can talk about this game for days at just how much I enjoyed it, which is why I decided to make this video, because I just wanted to put my words to paper and just to give a game that I loved praise. The music is just so damn good. The composer is Yuka Kitamura. It is just so good. I love how it transitions from one area to the other, like when you go into a cave, when you go into a building, when you go into another area. I just thought it was so well done. It hits that perfect background atmosphere, and it just really absorbed me into the world. And the boss music, oh god, boss music, the hype, the absolute hype that music gives you in the boss fights. It's so cool. I didn't really fully 100% understand the lore of this game. There's quite a lot to take in, but I do like the way it feeds you information. I do like the way it keeps you guessing on what's going on. By all means, I had to watch a lot of YouTube videos just to get any idea of the lore, the people, the relationships. But it did mean that when I wasn't in the game, I was still obsessed with it by looking into the story. And that to me says a lot about a game. All the characters are really interesting and they've got a lot of depth to them, even though some of them are one-lining characters, but it felt like they were a part of it. It just felt like they lived there and you were just entering their world. This being the first kind of Souls game that I've actually finished and took a lot of time into, I did use a lot of outside help to get a basic understanding of the game, but I didn't really feel that took anything away from it. As I just mentioned earlier on, feeling, just every single time I played this game, I just got a feeling of fun, of joy, which is something I look for so much in games. Again, I don't have the words, I don't have the intelligence, I don't have the proper understanding of what makes a game good, but I know that I liked this game. I know that I sat down and played this game for hours and hours, and when I wasn't playing the game, I was thinking about it for hours and hours. It was an exciting time when I played this game. I was happy to boot up the PS4 just to play it. And before Elden Ring, it's been many years since a game actually made me feel like this. It made me feel like I did when I was a teenager enjoying games. And that is something I always want in a game. All of these things aren't unique to Elden Ring. A lot of the things I like are just generally in Souls games, but I don't like Souls games. Or maybe I do. Maybe it is time to go back to the start and to see how much I enjoy Souls games. Okay, maybe not that far back. My name is Penry, and thanks for watching.